Hello and welcome to TheMan Games. This is another episode of Fun with Figures. Today we're going to be looking at some more of the WCW figures, as that has been one of the most popular Fun with Figures on the channel so far. Today we're only looking at 7 figures. Normally we look at more around 10 on an episode, but today is only 7, as I've just recently purchased these on eBay and these are the ones I managed to get. So we're going to start off today with Raven. So I used to have a lot of the WCW figures when I was a child. This Raven figure wasn't really one of them that I had. I did have the WWF version, which was in the Heat selection of wrestlers that we've looked at some on the show previously. It was in the range with Eddie Guerrero, Albert. So yeah, that's one I had as a child. This one, I can't actually remember the name of the line of the figures, but in the line as well there was a Sting, a Rey Mysterio without a mask, Billy Kidman. They're the ones that I remember off the top of my head. So yeah, this figure is in good condition. It has had a good wipe down since I purchased it on eBay. It has been kept in good condition. The previous owners have looked after it well. Just do that. You can squeeze the legs together and it does still move. So yeah, this is Raven. I'll show you from the back there. So one thing I don't actually like about this figure is how his head isn't actually straight. It's more to the right hand side. I'm not really sure why. He's got a bit of fluff there stuck on him. Just trying to get rid of that. So yeah, that is the Raven figure. I'm pretty sure it came with an accessory. I can't actually remember what it did come with though, unfortunately. I know the Sting came with like a wire, so then he could fall into the ring. The Rey Mysterio, it was either the Rey Mysterio or the Billy Kidman. They came with some boxes. I can't remember which way around it was. But yeah, so this was the Raven figure to start the day off today. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Next up we have a Chris Benoit figure. This has been kept in good condition. It does look a bit like it's had a bad fake tan job though, unfortunately. That may be one of the only nitpick things to say about the figure, maybe. As you can see there, the colour of the skin is just very, different. This is a figure I had as a child. I think mine broke though. I think these parts here, they can come away. There's a Booker T figure in this range as well. I believe I had that one as well. The same thing did happen to that. So I think this was in the range. You got like part of a ring with it. So you needed the 4 wrestlers in the range to make the ring. So I believe in this one it was Chris Benoit, Scott Steiner, Booker T, and Bret Hart. I think there was only the Scott Steiner I didn't get, as I already had one. The Scott Steiner in this set, I believe, was in a white singlet, and I already have one in a black singlet, so I thought, why buy the same figure just to get part of a ring? And the ring, when you put the ring together as well, it wasn't actually like a big size ring, it was more of a small ring anyway. So yeah, if I had another nitpick about this figure, actually, now I'm just thinking about it, it doesn't actually stand straight. The legs are a bit not straight. Can't straighten his knees out. So yeah, this was the Chris Benoit figure. To me, it's more based on. I'm not actually sure what year these figures came out, but I would say this looks more around the 97 year for Chris Benoit. So yeah, that was the Chris Benoit figure. Next up, we have Lex Luger. So this was in the Smash and Slam range. There was a few different versions of the Lex Luger as well. You could get him in NWO red and black t-shirt with blue jeans. I believe you could get him in the NWO red and black t-shirt with the black jeans that he's wearing here. So yeah, there is a few different Lex Lugers in that range, a bit different. I actually think he looks a bit of like a chimp in this figure. I don't know if you can see better there, but I think he's got a bit of a chimp face myself. This is another figure that I had as a child. It came with a police barrier that you could pull apart. He still works, he still moves there. It looks like he's flying. So obviously, yeah, he'd have his arms up like that to get his opponents in the torture rack. So you just turn it around. There is a bit of wear and tear there on the back of the pants, but other than that, really, you know, it's been kept in good condition. So yeah, out of the Smash and Slam range, I would say this one is more of a boring figure in that range, but yeah, it's still been kept in good condition, this figure. So that was Lex Luger. Next up we have Scott Hall. Now, I also did have this figure as a child. I remember I got it for Christmas one year. This one came with a table and a Sting mask. It's like a small mask that you can make the figures wear. This figure has been kept in good condition. My figure I had of Scott Hall accidentally broke. So I'll give you a quick story. I was playing with my wrestlers in the back of the car, and my figure fell down the back of the seat, and my mother ended up breaking it accidentally. So previously my brother-in-law had broke one of my figures, Kevin Nash figure, and I told him he had to buy me a new one, so he went and bought me a Road Dogg figure. So when my mother broke this figure, I told her she had to go and buy me a new one, so she bought me a Rikishi figure. So my dad glued back my Scott Hall figure, so I ended up with you know, still a pretty decent Scott Hall with only one working leg there, and a Rikishi figure. So yeah, I was still pretty happy with that. There's a little bit of paintwork missing there. You can see just the NWO sign there. So like I said, this was in the Smash and Slam range. You could get a white and black version of this figure also. I'm bringing up the next person, because you could actually get this exact figure in a double pack with a Kevin Nash, which is what we have on next. So this is that Kevin Nash. I believe you can squeeze his legs together also. He's got big hands, this Kevin Nash figure. Yeah, not my favourite Kevin Nash figure. It's okay. My Smash and Slam Kevin Nash that I used as a child was my favourite Kevin Nash figure that I've ever had. So yeah, it's been kept in good condition. So I think when these two are in the double pack, I think it might come with like a car door or something. I might be wrong. I believe it did come with some accessory, but I'm not sure which accessory it was. But I think it might have been a car door. You can see there's the outsiders down Nash's side there. It says outsiders there also. So yeah, the movements are all pretty good on this figure. So yeah, that's the outsiders there. Loved the outsiders as a child. I think I've said previous before, I've met both Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Scott Hall, the nicer guy out of the two, I would personally say, just based on my experience. So yeah, the outsiders there. And lastly today, I left this figure to last because it was one I really wanted as a child and I never actually managed to get. It is the Giant. Now this figure is a pretty big figure. It did come with a Rey Mysterio. We've seen previously on the show in the first WCW edition of the show. Show. As you see, if you put it next to like a Raven, like you can just see the size difference there, which is really good. So yeah, I really like the Big Show when the Giant. He later became the Big Show as a child. I remember when he first debuted in the WWF, and he was called Paul White at first, but when they called him the Big Show, I was like, I'm never going to call him the Big Show. He'll always be the Giant to me. And now, like I've just done, I automatically just call him the Big Show. So a few marks there on the back, but not a lot really. So yeah, I am nearly 31 years old, and I finally got a childhood favourite toy that I wanted. I think everyone just liked the Big Show when you're a child because he's just so, obviously, he's just so big, the giant. I remember him choke slamming DDP off the stage onto a WCW sign that they had on the entranceway. I remember that as a child. Also, he was tag team champions with Sting at one point when Sting was in the Wolfpack. I can't remember how that came about, but I'm sure they may have invented maybe a Great American Bash, and the winner got hold of both the tag team titles. I also remember him chucking Kevin Nash through a wall in WCW, which, looking back now, they are they're not like proper walls, they're more like cardboard walls, but I remember as a child thinking, holy hell, he's just thrown a man through a wall. So yeah, that's a Big Show figure. You can move the leg there, and so I think he's meant to put his opponent in his hand there, and that hand is meant to hold the back of the figure, and then squeeze it up and slam him down. I think that's how it's meant to work. Obviously, the Rey Mysterio figure that came with it, the neck extends, so the Big Show can get his hand around the neck of the Rey Mysterio. So yeah, we've seen quite a few of these WCW figures now. My personal favourite is, like I've said previously before, the red and black Sting figure in the Smash and Slam range. I am hoping to get more of these WCW figures because these are my personal favourite ones to talk about, just because these are the ones I had as a child. Obviously not this one, it was one that I really wanted. I just remember as a child seeing the red and black Sting figure in a shop and being blown away. It was just I just wanted it so bad as a child. So this is it for this episode, looking back at the WCW wrestlers. So we looked at the Giant, the Outsiders, Lex Luger, Chris Benoit, and Raven. So who was your favourite one we looked at today? Please let me know in the comments. Also on the channel now we have our podcast up, The Man and the Wife. So if you're into podcasts, check that out. We talk about anything wrestling. The first episode is us looking back at TakeOver Brooklyn 4 because we were there on our honeymoon. So that is the first episode that we did. There is also the NXT In Your House review that we did the day after the pay-per-view. And also there is WrestleMania 28 look back we did. So we did that one because it was the first WrestleMania that we both watched together as a couple. So yeah, try and check out the podcast if you haven't already. Also on the channel is all of the 2K20 content. Make sure you check that out. So on a Monday the Raw universe goes out, Tuesday SmackDown, Wednesday NXT, Thursday AEW, and Friday WCW. Now if there is a pay-per-view, I just try and put it up as soon as I can. But obviously there's not actually a set day of when it goes up. And then on Saturdays we have the Brody Lee watch along, the best of Brody Lee in ZW. It's me watching a match on each episode, making my way through the DVD that I got with my Wrestle Crate in that month. Also on the channel there is my unboxing of the Wrestle Crate, so you can check that out also. So yeah, a lot of content out on the channel now. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to subscribe to the channel so we can keep growing as a channel and giving more to you viewers, because I really enjoy making these videos, so I like obviously all you to watch them and enjoy them as well. So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments. Please like this video, and once again please subscribe. It really does help the Man Games out. So yeah, that is it for this episode of WCW Figures. Thank you for watching.